Manchester, here's Peter White.
I know that, dude.
Good morning, Peter.
All right, good morning, Manchester. Here we go on a Monday. It's July 1st. As a lot of you out there are kicking off your holiday week vacation. But we are here and we are live. This is the morning show coming at you live at 95.3 FM WMNH. Right down here in downtown Manchester. And we are here, ladies and gentlemen, at the desk today, my friend Bill Barger. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Peter.
Good morning. Nice to have you here today, by the way.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right. And also, everybody, physical therapy is over. Straight from Chill Spa, we have Eazy G here.
Yeah, there you go. Quite the story to tell, and I saved it for the radio.
I bet you did. I bet you did.
It wasn't easy.
It's not easy for easy.
No.
All right, everyone. Well, we have 66 degrees in downtown Manchester right now. What's setting up to be a perfect summer week. It looks like it's going to be great all week long. Getting hotter as the week goes on, but today we're going to tap out at around 83 degrees, a little bit drier. No rain in sight, so get out there and get some of that summer. Phone lines are open all morning long, 250-6007, and you can check out our Facebook Live room. So good morning to everyone popping in there. And we are excited to be here. And usually we're not here on this week, but we're gonna do these 2 days for you. So we're very excited. Tomorrow on the program, you can mark it down right now. I got a dream team coming in. We have Paulie C. and Matt Connerton coming in tomorrow morning. Yes.
There you go. In the morning.
That's right. Can you believe it?
Wow, my two favorites are going to be here.
Oh, they're your favorites.
Matt and you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one do you like better, though?
Both.
No, really. If you have to choose, though.
Oh, I always like the one that's sitting in front of me.
Right. Okay. You'll tell us what we want to hear. Correct?
Right. That kind of guy.
All right. And also this morning at 8 o'clock, we're going to have the return of Laura Gilman. She's coming on in to talk to us about what's going on with her summer. She's going to be getting married not too long from now. So we're going to talk to her a little bit. Maybe you can get some insight on Mr. Belding.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I got any more insight than I did the other day.
Really?
Hey, maybe we'll go there. Maybe we won't.
Yeah. See,
Laura Gilman, I'm not familiar with. I don't think I'm.
Well, she's been on the show. She used to do Mondays for the Manchester Animal Shelter.
Okay.
And she's doing some other stuff now. And what's happening? We want her on the show.
All right. Regularly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's fantastic. She does a lot for the community.
She's getting married next month too.
Yeah. Did you get the invitation, Ease?
I did not, but that's okay though.
Okay.
Speaking of the
Bill,
community,
did you get a invitation?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. I would have been surprised if I did. I probably wouldn't have taken it.
Who is this?
Yeah.
Who is it?
And then you probably would have been upset with me today. You don't know Laura Gilman?
I wouldn't be upset. I don't get upset. Why does everyone think I get upset?
Well,
Ease, do I get upset?
Sometimes you do.
No, come on now. Come on.
If I ask for too much free stuff.
Well, yeah.
But I've learned not to do that anymore.
Well, that's good.
Maybe.
Did you get that shirt for free that you were wearing on your face?
I did get it for free.
You got a Real Men Chill shirt. Tell us what you did this weekend.
Oh, yeah. First, we'll go back to Friday. It was real funny. My Gagnon Mountain. And I'm trying to help out the king of all parts, my father, because he was this big stubborn that wanted to take the panels down in his deck. It's almost July 4th, I told him. I said, well, you can do it next week when you come over the house, son.
What, you're going to...
I took the panels down finally. It was 100 degrees in there.
Did you complain a lot?
Well, it was kind of hot, yeah.
Right.
So anyways, I decided to sit out, and I fell through the chair.
You fell through what? Wait a second.
I fell through the chair.
You fell through the chair.
First, my father, my king of all parts, he was kind of mad, but then he laughed. I said, well, I did that on your friend there. You remember Mr. B? You broke like 12 chairs over like 30
What kind
years.
of chairs are these?
These are plastic chairs.
Like little plastic?
Well, I've gained some weight since I've had this illness with my legs.
Really?
Yeah, I weigh like 197 now. So.
You weigh 197?
Yeah, I fell right through the chair.
Wow. You look good. You're not as heavy as you were.
Apparently I am. I fell through the chair.
Well, I know, but I mean,
he was a little angry, but he said he'll get over it.
Right. So he puts you to work when you go back to the farm.
Yeah, well, it was only a little bit of work, but taking down the panels because it was hot out.
And what did he do while you were doing it?
He did other stuff. Yeah, there you go.
So,
right?
Yeah, there you go.
So Eric, you grew up on a farm?
No.
Oh.
A mountain.
Calls it a farm.
A mountain.
All right.
I was older.
Because Bill doesn't know.
Then.
Bill doesn't know Eric too well, so you guys are actually kind of interacting.
This is the first time we've really met. I think we met in passing one time before.
Really? Did he recognize you? Because he goes right by me most of the time.
Didn't
Yeah, except
recognize
the
me.
last time though.
The last time you noticed me.
So anyway, so Saturday rolls around, and I was all excited to go to Chill Spa. I took the bus, and the guy said, "Well, the bus stop's here." So what do you mean? On Saturday, the bus stop's at Hannaford.
And that's it.
So I
And only
said, it can't be that far to walk. So I started walking, and
it's not too far. You just got to go under the bridge.
right. But then I got really tired because my legs just don't work as good as they used to with this
Now,
illness.
you're saying the MTA only goes to Hannaford? They don't go all the way out to the traffic circle?
Only Monday through Friday,
Oh,
limited
okay.
service.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I get to the Sitco place, and I decided to call Chill Spa. I said, "What's the worst that can happen? Maybe somebody could pick me up."
Oh, my God.
And so they said, Christy's on her way.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, so she brought me there, and I had my treatment there. And shout out to Bethany.
Now that's a service.
Yeah,
If
let's go through this step by step here. So you're up at Chill Spa.
Yeah, finally made it. Yeah, Christy brought me. Yeah.
Okay, so you got dropped off at Hannaford. You had to call Chrissy to come get you.
Well, I made it to Sitco. I made it about 20 minutes, but then I was just wiped out.
Right, but it was only like a few steps away from
Well, I
there.
didn't know.
Oh, okay.
At that point, I just couldn't walk anymore.
Right. Oh, that makes sense.
And so I finally made it over there, and then Bethany took care of my toes for me. She wasn't able to take care of my big toes because I had some kind of toe fungus on there. So
Okay, wait a second.
Took care of
Let's
the
get
rest.
to the toe fungus here. Now, what was that? You have toe fungus on you?
Well, this is some kind of little bit of fungus on
You could
there.
probably get that treated, though.
Well, I'm getting some Vicks on there.
Okay, so
you got to get some tough actin, tenactin.
yeah, so let me ask. Did you sit in one of those massage chairs?
I did.
And tell me your experience, because I know what mine was.
I had it done in the back. I didn't want it done in my legs, squish my legs. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was really nice. And like I say, never get enough of those beautiful ladies at Chill Spa.
Right. So how long did your pedicure last?
Well, 45 minutes, like they said it would.
Yeah. Now let me ask you: was it awesome? Did you feel like a new guy when you were done?
I did.
Like it feels great, right? So they did your nails. They did your. You had the full treatment.
Oh no, not the nails. This is my toes.
Okay, just your toes. They didn't do
My
your
toes.
whole
And
foot.
I got a tour of the place.
Okay.
Oh yeah, when we got there, I told her, Christy, I said it would be nice if you could give me a ride back to Hannaford. I'll take the bus. She goes, no. She goes, I insist. I'll take you home.
No way.
So she took me home.
Wow.
So then I told her, I said, well, I'm gonna have to tell everybody on the radio now. Anybody takes me home becomes my new best friend.
Chrissy's your new best friend.
Either that or
the
this is a
latest
business
friends
venture.
I've had that take me home. Anybody who takes me home becomes my new best friend. She goes, oh, that's really nice. I said, I'm going to say it on
Oh,
the
that is
radio.
very sweet. That is
Because
very
we
sweet.
went way beyond. And then they sent me a text and stuff. How good was your service from 1 to 10? And I said, well, obviously it was a 10. And they said, why was it a 10? And I said, well, for the kindness of Chrissy.
Really?
Yeah, you
I
should have
don't
given
know
them
if
an
you got
11.
those texts when you went there to Chill Spa.
Did I what?
Did you get a text after you asking for your service?
No, I didn't get a text.
Huh.
You must get special treatment.
Yes,
Right,
I felt really special.
Really?
Chrissy's, like I told you, she's a wonderful lady.
And they treated you great up there, of course.
They did. Just like you said they would.
You know what you should have done? You should have went after your pedicure. You should have went over to Goldenrod for lunch.
Goldenrod is a very good place to go for lunch.
Right.
They make a good burger. Their ice cream is delicious.
They do.
No, but I'm here's what I'm thinking. All right, a spa service that includes Uber services.
Well, I don't
you
think-
know the idea, not Uber, but think about, and this is rare. I mean, obviously, Eric, they really like you over there. You
Yeah,
know,
well.
they're
Well-
and she sounds like a very nice lady that gave you a ride
Oh,
home, because
she
that's
is
great.
a very nice
Save
lady.
you a bus ride.
I said the only time she's ever taken somebody home was a lady showed up at her place drunk.
Oh, really?
And she was worried that the lady would crash the car, so she said, I insisted taking you home. So she took her keys away and drove the lady home.
Well, okay. Well, maybe, yeah. I don't think you need to say that.
Oh, whoops, sorry, Chrissy.
But what I'm saying is,
If you're listening,
the reason, Bill, that Eazy got this kind of treatment is because he is a local celebrity. Now, if you weren't part of this morning show, let me ask you this: if you weren't part of the morning show, do you think you would have gotten that kind of treatment?
absolutely not.
Right. Did you walk in there like, hey, I'm Easy G?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I did not.
You should have recorded it. That's what we should have done.
I did not.
You should have. Now, would you go back there?
Oh, definitely. I'm going back in a couple of months to get
For a spray tan?
No, another toe pedicure.
Really? Oh, to fix your big toes. The ones with. Now, what are you going to do in the meantime about that fungus?
You got to take care of that fungus.
Well, I've been taking care of it with some Vicks.
Vicks what?
It's getting a lot better.
What kind of Vicks fixes toe fungus?
It gets rid of it, but it takes a long time.
Really? Is it like
going to the doctors tomorrow? So they'll take a look at it.
Okay.
I think the listeners want to see your toe fungus, or the viewers on
Yeah,
Facebook.
can we look at your toe
No,
fungus?
because I
take a look
just
at
put
it?
on these new stockings I got to wear all day long, every day now.
Oh, the compression stocking.
Yeah, and they're very hard to take off and put back on, so it's not going to happen.
Gotcha.
I don't think the people want to see that.
Well, we actually do want to see it, but that's fine.
There's requests. There's requests online for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's say
Your feet are going to be celebrities.
let's say good morning to Heidi Hamer. Good morning.
Oh, hi, Heidi.
She wants to see the toes.
Oh, sorry, Heidi.
But did you put a color on your toes? Did you get your nails done?
No, I talked about that somebody, I forgot it was you that said it, and I did not.
Right. I think and
I asked
Do they-
Bethany
now-
if
and I'd hate to give away some of Nick Willard's secrets out there, but I think Nick Willard sometimes gets a color on his toes.
yes.
I believe so.
Are you talking about like toe
Former-
polish or dye? Are they dyeing the toes to make them
I
look
don't know
like
if
they're,
he
they're
uses
more tan
yeah,
or something?
I don't know if he uses
a
I don't know if he uses a gel or a paint, but sometimes the gels last a little longer.
I asked Bethany if she knew who you were. And I said, he's kind of tall, 6'4". Because I haven't met him yet.
Yeah. Maybe
I
not.
said he's kind of a celebrity in here, Peter White.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just another guy that
He
goes
is in
up
this
there.
room. He's a celebrity.
I am
here.
just another guy that goes
He
up
didn't
there
recognize you.
because I
said
like
he's hard. He's hard. I said he's a tall guy, 6'4".
I'm very incognito when I'm on the streets. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't say
he wears,
celebrity.
he
I
wears
just
a
said Peter White.
disguise.
Yeah, I gotta wear a disguise.
A cowboy hat. And
No, I don't.
A
I don't.
star. A leather vest.
So Michael Albert thinks you have a little crush on Chrissy.
No, it's
A
not
little
her
bit.
crush. She's a married woman. Am
Oh,
I right? Am I right?
No,
I thought she was.
Well, it's
oh
not-
yeah,
it's
she
not-
used to be married.
it's not. Well, first of all, it's not for me to talk about. I don't really go there.
Well, you brought it up, Peter.
Well, no, I just said Eric. I think has a crush on you. Can
You know. Yeah, well,
I didn't say you were going to go for it. I just said
No.
you kind of have a crush.
No, I don't think I have a crush.
Really? Just a
No.
good friend, right?
This is a wonderful lady.
So we're not going to have any restraining orders involved in this
No,
at all.
Of course not.
Okay. How many restraining orders have you had in your life?
Only one.
Okay, only
Let's
one.
change the subject now, okay?
Okay, change the subject.
We were going on a good note here on a Monday.
Well, I know,
You
but
have to
there's-
bring up that part.
That's I just figured.
wants to remember
I'm
that
looking out.
stuff?
I'm looking out for Chrissy. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
All right.
So, Eric, you asked, you asked before the show happened to my hand.
Yeah.
oh
what-
yeah. What,
Yeah, no, Bill, what
let's go there. Yeah, let's talk about you.
Have you had
Is
a,
it-
Bill?
It's
Have you?
not all about me.
Bill,
It
have
was a
you?
tragic cooking accident.
You had a cooking accident.
Tragic cooking accident.
Like, was-
Cooking?
Cooking, yes, cooking.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
Tragic cooking accident.
Now, was this like a grill outdoor kind of thing?
No, in the comfort of my own home.
Really? And on the stove?
No, next to the sink.
Oh, okay.
It was close. It's a
Now
couple
let me
feet from the
ask: was
stove.
there some kind of hot liquid involved?
Nope.
Okay,
Was
go
it
ahead and
hot
tell your
liquid?
story. I
Yeah,
guess I'm not
hot
going to
liquid.
guess it.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Why,
can
you
give you
think-
about 17 more questions.
Well, no, but what could you possibly do?
Well, I sharpened my knife.
Uh oh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Restaurant quality sharpness.
Oh,
You know, I
okay.
took my time. I did a good job. And then I sliced the recipe called for one finger and I missed.
Real? No, hold on. What were you
Yeah.
making? What were you making?
Well, I was going to chop up some vegetables to
Right. You can't even chop up vegetables without chopping up your arm or your
No,
hand.
Well, and I was going to
There's a certain technique.
chop off a finger too, but I missed and then I was bleeding all over the place. And I
Ah.
couldn't cook.
So that
you
ruined
know.
everything.
Yeah.
You
it
get a-
ruined
emergency
the
room?
recipe.
You get a pizza instead?
I did actually.
Did you end up in
Yeah,
the
my
emergency
girlfriend
room?
made a pizza. What's that?
Did you end up in the emergency room?
I did not.
No,
Probably could have.
no
Probably could have.
stitches.
Yeah, my lady was pretty upset that I didn't go to the
How'd you
urgent
stop
care,
the
but it wasn't
bleeding, I
terrible.
asked?
Well, I had just sharpened the knife and it was up here. It was by my chest, and I just washed it off and I dried it, and as I was pulling my hands apart, the back corner of the blade,
Oh.
about right in between my thumb and my finger.
Oh.
Right.
And so there's a big old flap. I probably could have gone to the urgent care
Yeah.
and gotten stitches, but it was up here, and I just held it up, and it didn't bleed that much.
I'm old
and-
school, man. I don't go to this urgent care. I go right to the ER.
Oh, wow. Oh, I was going to say super glue. Huh? That's,
Right.
When did
you
this
know,
happen, may I ask?
that happened Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, unless if you guys want me to, I can show you.
No,
That's okay.
No,
no, I'd
yeah,
rather
yeah.
see. I'd rather see
Hey,
EG's
it's all-
fungus.
It's all
No.
taped up. It's all taped up, and
Oh, boy.
and I don't mean duct tape.
Right.
Steri
Oh,
strips.
boy.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. That can ruin a weekend, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I don't really I can't use my thumb. That's all right.
You probably should get that checked out. This is my tip of the day
Really?
by a doctor, yeah.
Yes, definitely should get it checked out. I probably won't.
Right. Unless you know what?
It's not
Unless,
gonna get infected. I'm
unless
treating
it
it.
does.
You know, I got
Right.
plenty of medical supplies and everything.
but I mean,
It's
if you
not-
went
nothing-
through something
nothing
bad
crazy.
though, what if you went through like a chunky nerve or something?
No, I mean it was nothing. It was like a good cut, but it was pretty shallow. But I'll tell you, if it does get all swollen or messed up,
You got your
I'll go see a
tetanus.
doctor.
You got a tetanus shot lately?
no,
No.
Oh, boy.
no,
Really?
probably not since
You should probably get one.
Yeah,
I got one 3 years ago.
you have to get them every 11 years or something.
Well,
7
I
or
don't
11
know.
years
When
or
I
something?
I
went-
think it's
I'm
about
gonna-
every 10 years.
Yeah, when I went, the doctor's like, "You need a tetanus shot," and I'm like, and they're the worst because they hurt. They hurt your whole arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the repercussions of it.
Right. Let's say good morning to Dennis Daniel, John Clayton, Miriam Banish. Good morning. Ellen Philbrook. Good morning. Stephanie Stonefield. Good morning. She's gagging about your toe fungus. Debbie
boy.
Lorendo. Good morning. Happy Monday. And
It's
yeah,
not that bad anymore. So
it's not.
Don't worry.
10 years you should get a tetanus shot every 10 years.
Yep.
What color is your toenail with the fungus?
It's just a little color. It's
Well, what
a
color?
lot better.
What color? If it was
We're
a,
gonna,
if it
we're
was
gonna
a,
blue,
linger on the
black and
toe
blue.
fungus.
if it was a a Crayola crayon, what color would it be?
This is like black and stuff.
Whoa,
Blue
whoa,
and
whoa,
black.
whoa, whoa! Now black is way too okay.
Blue and black. It's just on the toe a little bit. That's all.
Black though, it's not brown or yellow.
Not contagious or anything.
Well, I don't know.
Well, it probably could be, if you did the wrong thing with it.
Right. All right. It's July 1st, everybody. Can you believe it's July?
Is it July 1st?
It's July 1st, first day of July.
Wow.
Halfway to January 1st.
Man,
Great. Thanks, Ease.
No problem.
yeah.
All right. It is American Zoo Day.
All right.
It's Happy New Year. Half a New Year.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
It
that.
was a stretch.
good.
It was a
Half a-
stretch.
I
Not
know.
my best pun.
No, but it came to you right away. I like
Yes.
that. American Zoo Day. I haven't been to the zoo in years,
Me either.
and that's fine.
What about un-American zoos?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say that. It
no
just says
American
American
flags?
Zoo.
All right.
It is Canada Day, which is basically Canada's Independence Day, and that takes place today.
Oh, they had,
Yeah.
to,
Well,
they had to put
Happy
it in.
Canada Day.
They had to do it 3 days before us, huh?
Right,
But-
right. But yeah, so Canada Day. So to all my Canadian friends out there, and to our listeners over there on the West Side, where once was just so much. It's still
It's still there.
It's
a
still
little
there,
bit.
but not like it was though.
No, you go to Chez Vachon in the morning. There's still people talking French.
Oh yeah.
Speaking French.
I have a
talking
very
French.
Canada name, Gagnon. So
You what?
Yes.
I don't know any French, but that's a very Canadian name.
This
Right.
is a good week for Canadian Americans. You get Canada Day, you get America Day.
Yeah. Especially if you live right on the border.
Yeah. Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Celebrate twice. All right. It is this International Chicken Wing Day. I like chicken wings. Do you?
Not really.
Yeah.
Why don't you like chicken wings?
I try not to like them. Too greasy.
Really? But it depends where you get them.
True.
Yeah, it is. Okay. International Joke
I think
Day.
the best chicken wings come from the North Garden on
Oh,
the west side in Bernardville. Those are
Really?
so good. Oh man.
those are the best ones.
Oh man. So actually, I would just say, and I'm not here. They don't pay me. I'm not here to endorse them, but I'm gonna
Right.
say that
right.
place is awesome.
All right, National Postal Workers Day to all our friends out there that are out there working for the post office. You get the people inside. You know who works at is a postal worker? Our friend Brooklyn Mike.
That's
Really?
right. And this the other guy delivers the mail there.
He
listens
works
to the show.
inside. Yeah. Yes.
He always yells out when I see him, Eazy.
Right.
Hello.
Tom Sapienza.
Right. And his brother is an alderman.
So thank you to all
Yes,
those
that's right.
postal people out there keeping it going.
Keeping it going, even today, even during it never stops. But I think
Yep.
they probably get a day off on the 4th, don't they?
Yeah.
If not, they'll probably go postal.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's a real phenomenon.
Really?
Like postal people really do.
Well, that's where
Frustrated.
that phrase comes from, going postal.
Yeah. So you used to work for UPS.
Yeah.
It's not quite the post, but it's like the post. Does that
Oh,
drive
yeah.
you crazy?
Did it drive me crazy?
I mean, how did you get to be like you are today, Peter? This is what I'm really asking.
At certain times, that job drove me crazy, but I would recommend that job to anyone if you're not going to school or whatever, and because it takes care of you. It's a union job. Those guys work really, really hard, and they deserve the money that they get.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, you're talking 100 some. Oh, I did 160 stops today plus pickups. It's ridiculous.
Jeez.
It's a lot of work,
Yeah.
but they have it down.
Well, you get like do you get a scheduled route so you can
Yeah,
start
usually.
to bang it out, get a routine.
Well, it depends your seniority, and
Fair.
every year you get to pick routes.
Bet you it's tough if you're doing 160 stops every day, doing a different route every day.
Well, there are some guys that know all the routes, so it's easy for them. But yeah, those guys work hard. Whether you're a driver, whether you're working inside,
And they have to be clean shaved, if I remember right.
that's right. That's right.
No beards.
No beards.
It's like working for the Yankees.
You got to shine your shoes. They have a shoe shine station right there at
No way.
right there at UPS. Yes.
Is that
Wow.
why the Red Sox players all have beards? Because the Yankees are not allowed to.
No, but the
It's
Yankees
It's been
aren't
a
allowed
rule
to.
forever.
The Yankees crushed it this weekend, taking 2 in London.
Yeah, the Red Sox are pretty much dead.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dead Sox, that's my new nickname.
Oh, because you jump
Oh, this
off
guy's
you
a
jump
hater.
off the bandwagon because they're not doing that well.
Oh, of course.
Oh, jeez, you're
Why
so
not?
predictable, man.
Why not?
You really are
Let
predictable.
the Patriots start up.
So that's classic hater behavior.
Yeah, I know.
Why? Just because they do bad,
Are you a
don't
Red
like
Sox fan? Are you a Red Sox fan?
Oh yeah, but
I don't,
I'm just making fun of the. I'm not really jumping on the bandwagon. I'm making fun of the WEI. They were calling them the Dead Sox.
it? Oh, really?
They were really ripping them.
You know, it was a good
The
game
Dead
on. It was a good
Sox.
game on Saturday.
That's what they do though. They stir the pot on that channel because they're the Red Sox channel.
Right, but what I'm saying is, they Red Sox actually, that game was, even though they lost on Saturday, was I mean, they came back. They just lost by 3, right? And I think we're all hanging on. They were played in London this week, Bill.
Were they
This
playing
weekend.
against a London team?
No, they were playing against the Yankees.
Oh,
Yankees kicked their behinds.
I'm not
Well,
a
they
baseball.
won, but it was close.
But one inning they scored 9 runs.
Right, but the Red Sox came back.
Like pitcher took a beating. He didn't give up 1 out.
Yeah, that Saturday game, it was
He had to save the bullpen.
the Yankees scored 6 right off the bat. First,
Oh, man.
first
We
inning.
scored 6 too.
Well, yeah, I'm telling the story.
Oh, I'm
Eric.
sorry.
Thank
Go
you.
right
You want to tell it?
No.
No, go ahead. You seem to know more about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go right ahead.
No,
Your
you go
sh-
ahead.
your show.
No, you seem to know a lot about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, they scored a lot of runs.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning to Gary Tibbetts and Chrissy Cantor in the Facebook Live.
Hi, Chrissy.
Right. Yeah. So that's one of your new best friends.
Definitely. Until somebody else breaks me out. Then they become my new best friend after that.
Right. Before it was Gonzo because he gave you a ride to the hospital. or
Right,
the
but
doc-
when someone brings me a ride home, though, they become my new best friend.
Oh,
I
okay. So
see.
Gonzo's out. Chrissy is in.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, though.
Right. Well, Gonzo's been busy with you. He's a new dad.
Right,
He
obviously.
doesn't have time for your BS anymore.
No, yeah, I agree.
I don't even know if I have time for it.
He's got a job, too, now.
Yeah, that's right. He's a working guy.
He's a working slob like the rest of us.
Gonzo, huh?
Yeah, are you working in Creamland today?
Yeah, all week. Yeah, supposedly, I don't know my schedule. I know I'm working today.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Sometimes the boss scheduling is done at the last minute because he's busy running the place.
Now, did you work over the weekend?
I did not.
Really?
Well, Saturday I had off because I was going to the spa, and then
You took the whole day off to go to the spa.
I did, and then Sunday I told her I could have worked, but she scheduled me off. So
Right.
that's,
Well, probably because you
she's the
took-
boss.
Sounds like this job is going to go like all your other jobs.
Oh, what does that mean? That sounded like a dig.
Well,
That sounded like
it's
a dig.
Well,
not
I haven't lasted this long. I think I'll last until the place closes.
really okay. Let's take
Yep.
this call before we get to Carol. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Peter. How are you?
Good morning, Senator. Good morning.
Hi, Senator Lou.
How are you guys?
Not too bad. How you doing? Happy 4th of July.
Thank you. Same to you. And all of your followers are very, very happy. Happy 4th of July. But we got a lot to be sad about, Peter, with the governor vetoing the budget.
Yes, I've been following in the news.
Yeah, I think that's hurtful for the city of Manchester as well as for the entire state of New Hampshire. So many good things in that budget to help revive the local municipalities and get them going in a very, very positive direction. And law enforcement is going to be hit by it because we added the $3.4 million for Granite Shield, which is very important to Manchester, Nashua, and southern communities in terms of battling the opioid crisis.
Sure.
But on the upside, we're alive and well, and you're still working.
Yeah, I'm still
keeping
here.
us informed.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
Hey, let me ask you this: as far as the governor's veto of the budget, where do we go from here?
Right now, we're in a continuing resolution. As of today, it was passed last Thursday by both the House and the Senate, and we'll have a continuing resolution for 3 months, and we'll spend 1/12 of the monies that were authorized in fiscal year 19, adjusted authorized. But all of the new things that we talked about and all of the dollars that we're going to go back to communities will be held up because of the fact that we're working on sort of a default budget, as we call it, in the municipalities.
Okay. So we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out.
Right, we'll wait and see. But I got to get to you. What time do you open up? I'm going to have to get there. I want to be live in living color one of these days. Yeah,
I'll tell you. You are welcome anytime. We do it from 7 to 9. And you know where we are on the 3rd floor, 1045 Elm Street, right above Margaritas.
Right.
Let me ask you this. I got to ask.
Yep.
How is our favorite superhero, Blue Ear?
He's terrific. He had that surgery on his ear where they actually created a new ear. He's going to have to go back and have a couple of more. But he did well in school. He has a new ponto, which really helps his hearing a lot. He's growing, and thank you so much for asking.
Oh, yeah.
We're lucky to have him.
Right, yeah. He's great kid. And the rest of the family is doing great on this Independence Day week?
Yep, thankfully everybody's doing well. My grandson graduated from Bow High School, and he'll go on to Plymouth State University. My other grandson is in Dallas working for Raytheon. I have another one in Boston working for a financial group. My daughter Christina's sons did okay. My daughter Ann's kids are doing fine. So thankfully, we're on top of our game, and we got a lot to be thankful for on this great American Day.
Yes, well, listen, you have a wonderful week, holiday week, and we will talk to you after the holiday week, Senator.
Okay, terrific. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for checking in. That's State Senator Lou D'Alessandro checking in with the morning show. Wow, fantastic. Now this guy has done it all, I'm telling you. So great to see him. We're going to be right back with Carol Robideau and Manchester Inklink.
You're listening to Peter White. Call us at 250-6007. It's the morning show.
Good morning. This is your wake-up call.
From ManchesterInkling.com, here's Carol Robideau.
All right, we are back, and a very good morning to Carol Robideau. Good morning.
Good morning, Peter.
Oh, how you doing this morning?
It's Monday.
Yeah, it is Monday, but it's a different kind of Monday. It's kind of that.
Oh, really?
Well, I think a lot of people are on vacation this week.
Yeah, that's true. Like it's almost like a holiday Monday, I guess you could say.
I'm going to introduce you to
I'm not here.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce you to my friend Bill here. He's sitting in today. You may have met him before. He's been on the show.
Carol and I know each other.
Okay,
We know each other.
All right. Well, I never know. You know what I mean? Eazy G is here too.
Well, hi, Carol.
I know. Oh, hi, Eric.
I think I've met you before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe once.
So,
How are you, Carol?
So how things going in the world of Manchester Inklink?
Things are going fine.
Yeah.
Happening.
Very good.
Yeah.
So busy weekend?
I'm not too busy. I saw a couple movies.
Oh, you did? Oh, did you go see Aladdin?
Aladdin, and I saw Yesterday.
Oh, now Yesterday's a strange. Someone told me the kind of what Yesterday was about. It's a kind of a different type of movie, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like sort of fantasy, sci-fi. Like you have to suspend your ability to think, everything's like you have to go with the flow, right? It's one of those like Back to the Future or Freaky Friday, like where something can happen that you're pretty sure can't happen. Doesn't really have any good reason for happening, but
Gotcha.
for whatever reason it happens, you got to go with that premise once it happens. You know?
Right.
So in this case, the lead character is a struggling musician, and something happens in the universe. You know, nobody really noticed. It was like a blackout around the whole world for the same 12 seconds. And when the lights came on, he had been had an accident during that 12 seconds, and then he was fine. But he also realized that he's the only person on Earth, or so it seems, who remembers the Beatles, who knew about the Beatles. Like,
Okay.
it's like
Oh,
they
weird.
didn't exist, right?
Yeah.
So then he capitalizes on that eventually once he realizes, you know, maybe if he just starts playing Beatles tunes, he'll make it as a singer. So it's pretty interesting. It's a really good. It's actually a really good movie. The actor's great. And he does the singing, and there's actually a soundtrack to go with it. So it's like sort of another new version of Beatles tunes, and it's it's funny, but it's also a little touching. And for me, it made me think a little bit about why things matter, like music and stuff like that, people's lives. So anyway, yeah, it was great movie. I give it 2 thumbs up. And I went to see Aladdin. I was actually hanging out with a teenager this weekend who was in my care, and she's Moroccan. So her people come from that area of the globe, and she felt really happy to see a movie that sort of celebrated her culture and took place in a place that was familiar to her. I think it was filmed in Jordan. So it was fun to experience that with her. And also because I've only seen Disney's Aladdin years and years and years ago when my kids were little. So haven't been to a Disney movie in a while, I guess.
Carol, wasn't Will Smith Aladdin?
Yeah.
So he did a good job?
Yeah, it's Will Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a good job.
He was the, the
genie,
right? Not Aladdin.
Yeah, because the last one to play Aladdin was the guy who played Mork.
That's right.
Robin Williams, 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I would say, I don't think Will Smith can do any wrong, even if he's in a terrible movie. I think he's just a pretty solid actor that we all love.
He's good.
But I do think it's also, that was such an iconic character for people who saw that movie. Aladdin, the genie was pretty much, I think, stole the show in a lot of ways, or just the flamboyance and the enthusiasm of Robin Williams. So it's hard to take that and make it your own without either seeming like you're sort of trying to copy that, or, I think it was a challenge probably for Will Smith, but he did a good job. It was good.
All right, you know what I watched over the weekend?
No.
I watched the Netflix 4-part series When They See Us.
Ooh.
And it's about the Central Park 5 from 1989. You may have remembered that being in the news, where a jogger was attacked in 1989, and these 5 young men were charged with the crimes.
Yeah.
It's very intense.
I've heard some people have, especially women of color who have sons, have had a hard time watching it or getting through it.
It is hard. It's hard to get through it. It's very intense. But the thing is, I think it was important that they told this story, because I tried to think, as I remember back, this in 1989, I was 18, 19 years old, and I just wasn't really paying attention to the news. But this is one of those big news stories that everyone thought they knew everything about, and we didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't. And it's a true story. It's a tough one to watch, but I think, like I said, I think the story needs to be told.
Mm-hmm.
It's called When They See Us.
When They See Us, and the title was going to be the Central Park 5. Okay. And then the creator of the movie, I don't have her name on hand here, but she said instead of, she nixed that idea because they are more than the Central Park 5. You know what I mean? That name was given to them.
I see.
Right, and they weren't the Central Park Five, in
They
that
weren't.
they didn't commit the crime that they were accused of. So that became their,
their identities.
Right.
Their identities, like a scarlet letter, but they didn't really. They
Now,
were innocent.
So three of them or four of them went into the juvenile system.
Yep.
For many, many years. 12 years, 10 years. I don't. Each of them did different times. But there's one boy that was charged as an adult, and he went to Rikers Island at 16 years old. And in this movie, they capture just everything that goes into, like, anybody going into one of these places where the kid really didn't belong there.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I recommend it, but I will say it is tough to get through.
Proceed with caution. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because it makes you mad. It makes you upset.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah,
and all these kids, they were good. All of them were really good kids, typical young kids, and they came from decent families. They weren't poverty stricken, but they came from middle class families in Harlem, I think it was, and it's just.
And isn't this the story that, Trump at the time took out like a full page ad in the paper about it?
Yes, he did.
Is that included? Yeah, that's included in the movie.
That's included. And they have clips of Donald Trump from back in the day being on the news.
Basically, I guess, gaslighting the whole thing.
Right, right.
Well, and as everybody probably was, but the more sway you've got, and taking out an ad. I think last time I was on the show, we talked about how it will probably with people's faces and names and stuff, and and insulting things. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, was it like I said? If you guys get a chance, Carol, definitely check it out because I'm sure Jim would like it too. It's just like I said, it'll create a conversation. It'll just makes you look at things a little bit differently.
Yeah, documentaries are my wheelhouse, and I have been avoiding this one. Just not that I'm not going to watch it, but just that. Yeah, it's definitely plays out as it's a movie. It plays out as the movie. And does it?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's scripted. There's some big actors in it, and I'm going to tell you, the actors that played the kids that were charged did a great job. And then there's the actors that play them as adults also. And one of the kids, the older one, he was the only actor that played both him young self and his adult self.
Oh, no kidding.
And did a great job. I think some of these actors are going to go places. It was, like I said, I've been thinking about it since I watched it.
There's been a few good shows like that about people who were charged with something and found guilty. And
sure.
Innocent. There was another one I just watched the other day. I'm drawing a blank on what the name.
But there was something in the news recently where someone that has been in prison for 30 years. They just exonerated the guy.
Yeah.
A couple of guys that played at Duke, they were charged with rape and come to find out that they were the wrong guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I read an article the other day too about it was a forensic expert that's been apparently had a bunch of like one of the top forensics experts has had a bunch of his cases called into question over the past few years. He's I think he's done over 8,000 cases since.
Oh, really?
The 70s. He was one of the guys who was on the OJ case. He was on
Barry Scheck. He was the DNA guy on the OJ case.
I'm not sure. I don't think it was Barry Scheck though. I think that they referenced that guy in the article.
Maybe. But it just goes to show that everything's not perfect. I mean,
no.
You see this kid, I'm going to tell you, you see this kid in the prison system, the adult prison system at one of the prison system at one of the worst prisons in the country. And if this stuff, and we all know, we all hear of things going on inside prisons, correct? And I mean, there's definitely something wrong there.
Oh yeah.
Something's way wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it just makes you think.
One guy that's worth looking up. This guy, his name is Shaka Senghor, SHAKA SENGHOR. If you want to Google him,
Sure. I really don't right now. But.
Well, no, not. I mean, it doesn't have to be right now. But his whole thing is he actually was not somebody who was wrongly convicted, but he got caught up in the crack epidemic, and at age 14 he started selling crack to help his mom pay for groceries, basically, and then ended up, committing a murder, going to jail, and spending time. He ended up doing, I think, 15 years in solitary confinement or something, some ridiculous amount of time.
Right. Well, solitary is a whole different thing.
Oh, it's like the worst place you could get to, without the death penalty, arguably.
Right.
In this society. So, but then now he did that, and he got out, and his whole thing is helping other convicts, other inmates, and he says that what we have in place a lot of times is great for punishment, not great for reform, unless you have friends who are sending you like literature or something to read and distract yourself from, what can be an unfortunate culture.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that I thought you were going to talk about. There was another case of it was pretty high profile, probably 4 years ago. A young black man named Khalif Browder, who was wrongly convicted of a crime. I think it was rape. Arrested at 16, or I think it was maybe robbery. He went to Rikers Island for, I think, 3 years, and then and he never had a trial. And and then they let him, and then they discovered that he, was innocent, and let him out. And he was so messed up, he committed suicide shortly after they released him from Rikers Island. And that's one to read about too, because it's so compelling about how wrong the whole system is, and how it's just, there's so much injustice. I mean, that's why it's hard for me. I mean, I could cry just.
Oh, this one's gonna make you mad. This one's gonna. I appreciate that. They had these kids before they had lawyers, before their parents were there. They had them, and they were asking them questions, and they did it for hours and hours and beat them down and made them they basically saying, if you tell, they pitted each of them against each other, like, hey, so and so's saying this, so and so's saying this, and then the detectives just kept saying, well, you can go home if you tell us the truth. And that's all they wanted to do was go home, and they didn't have any representation. And it's amazing that it made it to the courts, and it's amazing that they got convicted. It really, it's awful.
Yeah, it's awful. And I mean, extrapolating that to even our own system here, I think there's things that go wrong everywhere, but we don't pay that close attention to the criminal justice system, and we don't even, and I don't want to go down this road too far, but I mean, even the news, and I'll take responsibility on some level, when someone's arrested, and the police release the information with a mugshot and their side of the story, or what they say the person did wrong, we put it out there, and everybody on Facebook, it's like the public, the public square,
social justice,
put you in stockades or whatever, and have you out there for people to throw tomatoes at. People begin to, you are immediately guilty of whatever it is you were arrested for.
And people never unsee your name next to that article, your face. They never unsee that.
Right.
And they may not, if you're proven innocent in a court of law, they may never see that. They remember seeing you with
if
that.
The charges get dropped or whatever. Yeah.
I think last time I was on the show, we talked about that unfortunate kid from Bedford who had that picture. People were saying he'd hit some 3-year-old in the face with a pan or something. And the police had been called to his house multiple times, but it didn't happen. Like, it wasn't.
Right.
It's
tough. It's a tough one.
So, I mean, that's something that, we struggle with, and we get closer every month to, sort of changing that policy completely. We've really scaled back on what we post and why and how we cover things, but nobody really has the time or the wherewithal to dig into how to reform the prison system, how to make it better, how to make it more just, how to make sure that once somebody's incarcerated, it's supposed to be rehabilitation, it's supposed to be you're supposed to be restorative. You're supposed to go in there and come out with, had paid your dues to society and ready for a clean slate and a fresh start.
But that doesn't happen.
It's a hard,
and
that's a hard system to come up with, right? Where you're trying to, if you want people to pay your dues to society, and at the same time you have to invest more in them paying their dues, right? If you want to get that, it's a big bus to get turning. So to turn it from a punishment system to a reform system, that's a lot of investment. So the where I see people having conflict, like where you'd have the argument is, well, why are we going to invest more money into these people who are arguably the worst members of society?
Right.
That being said, it's well, if you want them to be better.
Well, in general, what happens is you'll hear a big story, and we're all guilty of it. You'll hear a big story of someone doing some horrible thing and then being convicted and going away, and then we just eventually forget about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just
when we don't give it, I don't I don't give a thought to, oh, is that person going to be better or worse in 10 years?
No, I know.
Be better off. Sometimes I think, oh, they can rot in hell. Depending on what it says.
There's a period in everyone's life, especially if you come to a point where you're in a position where if I do this, I'm going to be going to prison for the rest of my life. Or it's a decision that individual had made, whether it be because they were angry or because they were scared, but still they have to pay for that decision that they made.
Yeah, in the United States, we put more people in prison than anywhere in the world.
I'm about to put you in prison.
Well, it's a true, it's a true statement, though. It's a true statement. There's some prisons that actually they work, and there's more prisoners are in the system, the more money they make.
Well,
it's not about like the bill was saying. It's not about rehabbing anybody. It's just making money.
It's a business,
which is awful.
Yeah, the privatization issue is also out there. Going private with prisons and running them like a business, and I don't know. Yeah, and even just the idea, like you said, when you go in, how do you come out?
Right.
I mean, you don't. For the most part, people are in there for drug-related crimes, whether it's that they robbed somebody or stole a car, like whatever they did. But there's not, across the board, there's not, 12-step programs or rehabilitative things. And when you're sent out, with the little package of clothing that you came in with. You don't have any job leads. You don't have a place to stay. And you have a record that you have to announce to everybody who's your potential employer or whoever.
And that doesn't always go good. I feel like if you committed a felony and you have to check that box off, you might as well just go home. Like that's what I think happens to a lot of people that have made it out and have tried to start over again, because there is a percentage of people out there that are like that.
Yeah, and there's almost a ceiling you can hit with a lot of jobs if you're not really getting outside the box.
Exactly.
Certain jobs won't hire you.
Sure. All right.
There's a stigma.
That's right.
Stigma. So anyway, yeah. So we have a bunch of stories that we posted over the weekend, which I hope people will read with delight. We have a little catch up on the not catch up, but. We caught up with the community charrette over there about the New Horizons. So we have a pair of stories. One ran Friday and one ran yesterday. Basically looking at what the community felt about what's needed over there. Another sort of institutional situation that could use some reform. And they want to sort of imagine a bigger, better, more comprehensive building and complex, like a campus almost, with the kinds of amenities that would make sense for people who are in need of jobs or homes or employment, things like that. So it's an interesting community moment. We have Vermin Supreme tossed his boot into the ring. That was announced last week.
Yes.
And he'll be back. Maybe we can get him on the show.
Oh yeah, Vermin's my own. We had him the last round of the primary, and a very interesting character.
Oh, he really is.
Really is.
Yeah.
He's really dedicated his life to this thing, It's impressive.
Yeah, it's been several decades of Vermin Supreme.
I've spent some time with him. I've actually spent a lot, like I've been on the air with him, but I mean, I've actually spent some time with him also.
My friends threw him a campaign party one year. I think it was 2012.
Right.
Yeah, they were staunch Ron Paul supporters, but they threw a Vermin Supreme party because he was around and they knew him. And
yeah, he came on our old TV show, and then he also, when I was doing we were on Radio Row, at me and Joel were at the last New Hampshire primary, and he sat with us for a while.
Yeah, he's fun to have a conversation with.
Yeah, the last time he ran for president, Chloe from Creamland got a selfie with him on Elm Street.
Very good. Yeah, I think I have one out there too.
She showed me.
Right. I'll show you too.
I saw an ad for him the other day. It said, "Vermin Supreme, give America a boot worth licking."
Well, I think that he's.
I don't know who came up with. I don't know who came up with that, but I hope that they get credit for it because it's just like one of those memes online.
Oh yeah.
But it's genius.
Well, that's all about to take place too. The New Hampshire primary. Believe it or not, it's it's hard to believe that it's going to in January.
Here we are again. Yeah,
January, February, one of those months.
Yeah, January.
Oh, I forgot to mention that I also stopped by Goldenrod over the weekend after.
Oh, boy.
I think it was after Aladdin. We stopped for ice cream.
Oh, how was it?
It was mobbed. I had to park at the Jehovah's Witness parking lot where it says no parking. But I figured, being a church, how could they really persecute anybody for using their property?
And they extended that parking lot too, though. That's a big parking lot now because they got rid of the old Crystal Orchid. Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah, the whole place is huge, but the parking lot for Goldenrod was filled. There was no empty spaces, not out front, not on the side where they put all that parking. There was zero parking. So
sounds like you had a great weekend over there at Goldenrod.
Yeah, it was cool. I took a picture. I didn't post it online, but I did take some pictures. It was a real party atmosphere. The serving sizes are enormous.
Very good.
Everybody seemed happy with their ice cream, so
they must be loving that. They must be loving all the free advertising we get in that crazy place.
Well, they don't really obviously need the advertising because their parking lot's always overflowing.
Well,
it's just one of those. It's just one of those staples in town.
Nobody says no to free advertising.
Right. Well, no one said they were getting free advertising. We're talking about a restaurant that's been a staple in town for many, many years.
True.
Right.
I feel like we're actually ruining their reputation right now.
Well, yes. No, I don't think we're ruining the reputation. We're not.
Why do you say that, Bill?
Well, you get the wrong crowd talking about your stuff. And
right. Well, see, they have bathrooms. They have bathrooms over at Goldenrod. That's one of the key things.
But they have an inside place where you can go sit down. So it's a different kind of establishment.
Not really. It's a drive-in. It's the same establishment.
But when you have a sit-down restaurant inside, that's why I explained to you before, Peter, you have to have a bathroom.
Well, I know.
We don't have that at Creamlands.
I know. That's why. That's why people go to Goldenrod.
Bill, I'm kind of shocked that we're the wrong crowd.
Well,
we love both places. We love both places.
I wouldn't take it too personally. It's mainly because I'm here.
Right.
You start bringing riffraff on the show,
Right.
Gotcha.
And I'll make fun of myself.
And that's okay. That's why we're here. All right, Carol, we can wrap this up and let you go for the morning, and we're going to do one more day tomorrow.
Yeah, and then we're going to call it quits.
We're going to call it quits till the following Monday. But see, I already had Laura Gilman booked here, so I figured I'd do today and tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, you have a wonderful day, and we'll do it again tomorrow morning.
Okie dokie.
All right, Carol.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, all right. Carol Robideau, Manchester Ink Link, where everything in Manchester connects.
The morning show.
I'm not ready yet. I got to do my Manchester Ink Link thing first. I was just telling you.
You gave me the.
I was just telling you to get ready.
I'm ready.
Get ready.
I'm ready.
Right. Carol Robideau, Manchester Ink Link, where everything in Manchester connects. You can find out what's going on around town at manchesterinklink.com. Oh, now you can go, Bill.
The morning show is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 171 Londonderry Turnpike in Hooksett. They serve all your big and small business needs: employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600. you didn't get that, it's 866-841-4600. That's not our number. That's their number. On the web, they're CGIBusinessSolutions.com.
Hi from the Peter White Morning Show and all the All-Stars to help out there. Lenny, Scumpy, Abigail White, Laura the Animal Lady, Nick, Mr. Positive, Mike Martineau, Mike Doyle, Brooklyn Mike, the Moose, Glenn Ollett, the People's Mayor, Joe Lara, Daryl Dion, Peter Fleming, Christy Canner, Ryan Gorman, Don T. Tibbetts, Yahoo, Gary T. Tibbetts, Paulie C., The Place to Be, Karen Robidoux, Manchester Inkling, John Manning, Ben Dion, Kyle Heavey, Matt Connerton, and Rob Abazita. We all have a lot of fun there. It's all fun. I hope you're listening.
Every day I set my alarm to go off at 7 a.m. I wanna start my day with Peter White on WMNH.
You're listening to Peter White. Call us at 250-6007. It's the morning show.
WMNH 95.3 FM. Good morning, Manchester.
All right, good morning, Manchester. We are back. It is July 1st, the beginning of your holiday week. We are here. We are live. Hey, one thing I want you guys to check out, if you're sticking around town here, tomorrow, Thursday, Fisher Cats game, Donaher will be playing also over at the ballpark. So pretty awesome. We have Eazy G here. Good morning, Ease.
Hi.
And you have the entertainment report coming up in a little bit?
After Laura, yeah.
Okay. And Bill Barger is here. Good morning. And Cameron says you take everything very personally, Bill.
Oh, well, Cameron knows me very well.
Right. Very good. And Laura, welcome back.
Good morning, guys.
It is good to see you. Who did you bring in here?
Well, it's funny. This morning I was listening to Eric talk about how his new best friend replaces the old best friend based on, ride status.
Yeah, sure.
So I've given up my old Eric. I have a new Eric.
Oh, okay.
So the gentleman next to me on the couch this morning, this is Eric from a nonprofit in Manchester that I really, really enjoy supporting called the Caregivers.
Okay, Eric from the Caregivers. I like that.
Yeah, so I figured I'd bring Eric in today to talk a little bit about another community entity that does a lot of good for disabled and the elderly in the city of Manchester and Nashua.
Fantastic. Well, welcome to the morning show, Eric.
Thank you.
You got a great name.
I do. I was surprised to see this, Eric.
Yeah, I know you, don't I?
Yes.
How do you guys know each other?
Oh, from church.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Down at what's it called? That place
Church that's no longer St. Edmunds.
St. Edmunds. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, so you guys go way back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen him live in person in a while though.
Okay. Well, very good.
Yeah, I know you looked familiar when you came in the door. I know that guy from somewhere.
So
last time I talked with you, I think I was on a TV or a radio show, and you called in just to say hi to me.
I think so, yeah. We talked on
That's
Facebook.
what he does. He
talked on Facebook before.
He loves
too.
the fame.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. This guy, Eazy G here, we call him Eazy G around here, by the way. And he will get as much airtime as he can get. He goes on in the afternoon show. He calls all the other shows.
Yeah, this is a big 95.3 supporter.
Right. You sure are. You sure are. So, Eric, what do you guys do over there at the Caregivers?
Well, basically, we help homebound elderly folks, people that over the age of 65 or 70 that are, to be honest with you, their pension check doesn't last the month, and so they have a tough time making ends meet, through no fault of their own, really. That they're they were working big time when FM radio was called high tech, and the phone was on the walls, and they just somehow they just can't have a tough time making ends meet. They no longer can drive a car, and we're living in a car-centric suburban area where it's like impossible to live if you don't have a car.
Sure. Just ask Eric over here.
Yeah, that's probably.
I survive.
Yeah, but these guys can't walk through 4 miles like you can.
Right. No, he can't walk that. He has to call for a ride.
Yeah.
He can't walk. He can't get. You get tired, right?
I do now. My crazy illness I have now.
Right.
I can't walk too far anymore now.
Well,
but anyway,
when you get old enough, give us a call. So what we do is
I'm only 51, so
maybe we could get him in somehow. I don't know.
Maybe we can alter your driver's license or something.
I don't drive anymore anyway.
Oh, that's right. Well, you must have a New Hampshire ID.
I do have one of those.
Hopefully, you got one of the real ones that works at the airport now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you gotta get-
they call them real IDs.
I do
too.
have
feel like
one.
that's kind
I do
of
have a real ID.
rude. Like my old ID is real, isn't it? This is
Yeah, I spent an hour and a half.
I have a
at
real
that-
ID now. I do.
At that fun DMV just so I could get a real ID.
Yes.
And your old ID doesn't work as a real ID to get a real ID. Not even a passport.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
amazing. Anyway, yeah. So what we do is we have about 600 clients that live in southern New Hampshire, basically the Manchester Greater Nashua area, and we have about an equal number of volunteers that help them out. And we provide our volunteers will take them to our clients to the doctor's office, the dentist's office, grocery shop, and that sort of thing. And then about 11 years ago, I was on the phone talking with some of the couple of the seniors, and they were canceling rides to go to the grocery store.
Okay.
And I'm going, why are you canceling the ride? And she says, well, my heating bill was too high this month, so I don't have the money for the food. And we're talking about a grandmother here.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I'm thinking, well, can't we get food stamps? And surprisingly enough, I found out that only 1/3 of the people over the age of 65 that are eligible for food stamps even apply.
Okay.
Because these are proud people that they don't want to help.
Sure.
So I said, well, We'll take you to a pantry and get some food. No, that's for people that really need the help.
Wow.
So we scratched our heads and we came up with this idea that we call the caring cupboard. And what we do is we bring the pantry to the elderly, our homebound elderly. We have volunteers that call them up and we create a list of foods that they need. We have another group of volunteers that pack it up and we deliver it to their homes one night a month. And that way, nobody's the wiser that they're receiving aid. And at the same time, our volunteer base is very happy to be able to help people.
Yeah. So you rely on volunteers.
Yep. It's all
Okay.
volunteer driven. It costs us about $7.80 to deliver $130 worth of groceries.
Wow. That's something. It just goes to show this community that surrounds us. There's so many people out there that are willing to volunteer. Or now, do you ever have any problems with getting people to volunteer?
Well,
No, the only reason I ask because there's so many nonprofit organizations around.
Yep.
And there are people that want to volunteer. So I think it's great that you came in for people that don't know about.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there are times where we can't get someone to the grocery store or the doctor's office because the volunteers are busy. But we have a big base, and we're always looking for more volunteers. Because, I don't know, unlike some other nonprofits with caregivers, you're in charge of your own schedule if you're volunteering.
Okay.
So some people will volunteer with us twice a week. Others say, once a year around Lent. They want to help out. They do what they can. And all of our volunteer opportunities are computer-based. So you can sit at home and you look at a list and you find that Gertrude needs to go to the podiatrist at 2 o'clock. I'm free, and you schedule that appointment.
Oh, that's great.
Where would someone go if they wanted to look into helping you guys out?
Yeah, how do they get a hold of?
Yeah, how does someone get a hold of your to volunteer?
Yeah, caregiversnh.org, or you give us a call at 622-4948. And we've got a lot of Facebook ads.
Okay, do you have a Facebook page?
And a Facebook page.
Okay, because I think that's important nowadays.
Twitter page too.
Right.
Or if you call Twitter a page, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you can call
it. Yeah, you can call it Twitter page.
Social media.
Twitter account,
kind of
Twitter
weird.
profile.
We can throw it all into the
social media, which is killing the printed page, calls itself a page, right?
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
It's kind of weird. But.
So now why get involved? Now, how long has Caregivers been around, and why get involved in doing this? Because there are some other, we have Meals on Wheels. You got the New Horizons. You got pantries around town at different churches. So how did you get into it? And why don't you start there?
Yeah, well, they've been around since 1984.
Oh, okay.
Caregivers has quite a while. I started as a volunteer with Caregivers maybe 12 years ago, and then moved into a part-time program coordinator role. There are, I think, 5 of us there that are work part-time, like 20 hours a week.
Sure.
To help coordinate everything, and the rest of it's volunteer-based. And I think most people. All right. Well, I'll tell you that my parents were gypsies, like they bounced all over the country, and I spent most of my adult life with them, being at least 700 miles away from me.
Yeah.
And as they got older, and they were living in Florida at the time, I felt really bad because I had no way of helping them out when they needed to get
a ride
to the doctor.
or
yeah.
Sure.
And so, oh God, it drove me crazy. So that's why I volunteered with Caregivers, because I thought karma might help my parents in Florida. And which happened after my mother died. This guy named George just appeared out of nowhere, knocked on my dad's door and said, they became friends, and he took my dad everywhere he needed to go until he passed. So I think that happens here too. That we have a lot of people that will give us a call and from all over the country and say, my dad's living in Nashua, can you help him out? And
right.
Say, yeah. And then we have other people that are like me that would love to help their parents, but they live a long ways away, so they do the second best thing is they help other people.
Well, they say in New Hampshire where some of the oldest population lives right here in New Hampshire. So this definitely is something that is needed.
Yeah, it's an aging. The 65-year-old demographic age group is the fastest growing one in New Hampshire, sure.
Baby boomers.
My parents are about to
maybe
be
one
right
of
in
them.
there.
Yeah.
Or at least my dad already is.
Yeah.
I've been a baby boomer my whole life, Eric.
Yeah. Yeah. Whole life. Eric's
Did
not
they call you guys that when you were young?
Hmm?
Did they call you guys that when you were younger?
No, not that I can
In your
recall.
20s? Oh, this generation, they're baby boomers.
Well, the thing is, they called them the baby boomers because it was one of the largest it was one of the largest
burst, yeah.
growth in our population. So you go back to the late 60s when a lot of these baby boomers were, teenagers, young 20s, and you had that big whole movement. And I think some of the, back when Richard Nixon was president, that government said, we're being outnumbered. And that's what happened. And a baby boomer is basically someone I don't know the specific years, but okay, say World War II. Everyone came home from World War II, right? So the war is over. Times are good in the late 40s, 1949 to let's say 50s, and a lot of people had babies, and so that's why the population growth. I don't know why I just went through all that. But.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I got a quick question for Laura.
This is going to be off topic. Get ready.
There's a new one.
Okay.
When I went for physical therapy, the lady that I gave you physical therapy says she knows you very well. Went to school with you, Melissa Stevens.
Yes, she's wonderful. She did the physical therapy on my elbow when I broke my elbow a few years ago. Yeah, she's great. We played t-ball together as kids, and we ski together.
I didn't know you skied together. Why she didn't go down that road?
Her kids are big skiers.
Can she do anything about Easy's toe fungus?
It's getting a lot better.
I'll send her a
though.
message.
It's getting a lot better, though.
You said it was black, man. That's not getting better.
Well, it's a lot better than it was back
We
in
could
March.
just take it off right here. Do you have anything?
Right, yeah.
Anything sharp or
Well,
anything?
she doesn't do anything with the toe fungus. She's a physical therapist. So.
Right.
I'll see my doctor about that tomorrow.
I actually have a question for Eric from the Caregivers. So I see on your website it says you guys do rides and you do the caring cupboard. Are there any things that people can do off-site that don't require them to maybe, from my previous experience at the animal shelter, I know I never like to interact with the animals because I sort of became attached. Is there anything that people can do to help that they don't have to necessarily go pick someone up and take them somewhere or enter their home? Monetary donations, food donations, blankets, things like that. What kinds of things outside of personally interacting with people can people do?
Well, we're always looking for
money.
Money,
right? Of course.
Just now that you mentioned that, yeah I think we're like I said, $7, and we're pretty low overhead organization.
Right.
Our budget's relatively small, but you can always get donations. And funny thing, most of our donations come from elderly folks too. We get a $25 check and that little scroll,
right.
Like your grandma when she wrote. You can
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
we
like
get a lot of those
the
checks.
telephone reassurance calls, things like
do,
that.
We do things like that. We have a restarting an organization we call the Birthday Squad, where on a client's birthday month, so I guess July now, all of the clients that were born in July receive a phone call and a visit from one of our volunteers.
Oh, that's great.
And drop
That's
off
important.
cookies and that sort of stuff. Yeah, and we'll send cards so people could be in charge of that, and they can make the call. They can write a card.
Yep.
They don't have to go to the home. We also have telephone reassurance calls where you just would call somebody, kind of create a relationship over the phone, talk to them once a week or so, just check in, see how things are.
And some people might think that is so simple or whatever, but you don't realize if there's an elderly person that's basically by themselves for the entire week, just waiting for that call means everything to them.
Right.
I've got a notebook full of cards of people that saying, writing a thank you note because they received a birthday card from us or a call, and they say it's the only card I got for my birthday.
Oh, jeez.
And we also do that at Christmas time. We have a Holiday Hopes program.
Okay.
And what we do is we personally call every one of our volunteers to find out what they'd want for Christmas.
Yes.
We put it on a list, and then people can go to our webpage and buy the.
So you got to come back around the holidays when you get this thing going.
Yeah.
And they make it really easy. That's how I found you guys. I picked a couple of people a few years ago, and you make an Amazon wish list, and you go on, and it's funny to see the things that people request. You know, they want nice hand towels for Christmas dinner, or a box of chocolates and a DVD from Walmart. You know, it's nothing extravagant. It's nothing over the top.
Right.
Note cards with some stamps because I want to keep in touch with a few people.
Now, as far as raising money, any big fundraising events that you have throughout the year?
We're working on one for next year called Tailgate Extravaganza.
I like it.
Come back for that. It would be everything you want to know about tailgating would be in.
Okay, I can dig that.
So that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, we're in.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah. And that's the biggest one we're planning right now. We've just finished off another one, and I'm trying to work out one called Beat the Clock, which would be like you'd pick 1 minute. But we've got an alarm clock, and we wind it up.
Yeah.
And you guess the minute it's going to stop. If you guess the minute it stops, you get the.
Oh, okay. That's all right too. That's great.
So, yes.
Carol Robideau from Manchester Inklink. She says, "Tell Eric I said hello. We used to work together
That's right.
at the Union Leader."
That's great.
So very good.
And Carol's Link.
Yes.
It's very good to caregivers. Our press releases and stuff. She always makes sure that we get the. I guess it's not called ink, but we get the look on.
Get
her
the
page.
word out there.
Yeah,
That's great.
And
Carol
I'm so
does-
happy for Carol that she's doing that with a lot of orphaned journalists.
Yeah, is that what happened? Like, were you part of that whole Union Leader disbanding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
okay.
called up to tell my. I was a sports writer.
Okay.
That's another reason why I saw Eric. But I called up to say I was going into the hospital for an operation. And I said, "Oh, glad you called. You're being laid off."
Oh boy, perfect timing. Perfect timing, right?
Yeah. Well, that's all right. That's it's coming.
Yes. Yeah. I guess you guys look because people don't realize the Union Leader was once just this major force when it even when it was right down here on Amherst Street, and then
they took over that huge building on Industrial Drive
where they printed the paper. They
Right.
did everything. They from print to fold to report. All of it was all done on site.
Yeah.
Now.
Excuse me, I got a question for Eric. Can the
We're
Saturday
in the middle of talking, bud.
Yeah, about the Union Leader, keeping it on.
Right,
topic.
okay.
Can the Saturday paper be any smaller?
Oh, no kidding.
It's like
Oh,
Well, it's
now.
all changed. It's all
a
the
friend
whole
of mine
business.
I don't know if you know him, Matt McSorley.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know Matt. Yeah.
He works there, and he says he's working for the Titanic. He says the reason why there's no paper, this paper is getting smaller all the time, especially Saturdays. Nobody wants the ads in the paper anymore.
because
Nobody
no
wants
one
to
reads
purchase.
it.
Well, that's how a paper works, though.
Right? Nobody wants to purchase ads in the paper anymore.
Well, what's happening is
that's why
because
it's so small.
you can. The main reason for the decline in print media is because of basically the internet. People get their news. They don't have to wait till the morning anymore or the afternoon to get their news. They get it on site on their
Right.
phone, and it's tough.
And the price keeps going up, and the people that subscribe to it keeps going down.
Well, yeah, it's just a lot different. Now, did you run into John Clayton over there at the Union Leader?
John.
You have any good John? Because we like to
They
find
like
out.
to razz him.
Yeah, we like to razz John a little bit. Did you ever? Now, have
I
you
knew
ever?
him. I worked one day. He wrote great columns.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I loved his columns, and he was always fun. It was really a funny, optimistic kind of guy, just like the way he writes. And
Sure.
one day I was bumming. I had to work the day after Christmas and cover a Manchester City basketball tournament, and he, for some reason, was the photographer that day. He's in a Hawaiian shirt.
Of course.
And a pair of shorts. It's the 26th of December, and he looks at me and he goes, "Isn't this the greatest job in the world?"
That's John.
Yeah. The day after Christmas, you're leaving your kids with all their toys and stuff.
Well, because you know what after he was done, he probably went into his hot tub. You know. Yikes.
Oh boy.
That's great though. I can't imagine. Just to see that what the Union Leader was and what it's become now. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, we're watching that old, the movie about Watergate with Bernstein and Woodward.
Yeah. The paper. Was it called The Paper or no? It's
or even that. But you see the newsroom, which was kind of the Union Leader had a newsroom like that filled with 75.
right. Did people come in and I always ask Carol? Did people come in and yell, "Stop the presses"?
Well, and it was so big because of the New Hampshire primary, right? That was why it had so much clout because a lot of presidential candidates would come here, and it was the first like printed
you had
newspaper that was able to publish on these people.
It was basically it was the product of William Loeb. You can go look online and see all about William Loeb from way back, and then eventually, he had got old and he passed away, and his wife had taken over. But it was still such a big. I mean, there was a period in this city here where there were two editions. There was the city edition, there was a state edition, there was a morning edition, and there was an afternoon edition. I mean, it was nonstop. How many people probably worked there back in the day? Like hundreds had to be, right?
Oh, well, back in the 90s, there were a sports staff of 25. I think it's now 2.
Right.
Yeah, there were
a sports staff of 25.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a lot more legwork to do, right?
Yeah,
if you have to,
I remember I tell people this all the time, which scares me about getting off subject.
That's okay. We'll get the caregivers back. Don't worry.
There was a time where, say, there were 3 or 4 guys that worked at the Union Leader. They worked at the State House, and that would be not uncommon with any newspaper. And they might not write a story for a week or 2, but they're digging up and they uncover some and they create it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I bet the Union Leader, if they have anybody covering the State House, they're just over there picking up press releases from the legislature and whatever. They're not doing the muckraking. They're not digging around anymore and finding stuff. So we don't have that. That's what scares me about losing print journalism.
There's more stories and less good ones.
Yes, yeah. Or they just, like you talked about before, you just come up with something on some half-baked idea, and it suddenly becomes news, and it hasn't been really dug up and thoroughly investigated.
Speaking of,
like Carol Robideau's group.
Speaking of up in Concord, you must know Don Tibbetts. Formerly, 2 careers this guy had. He was a radio guy for many years, and then went into the journalism where he was
the Dome or something.
Yeah, an award-winning.
Yeah, but you go back with William Loeb's day. As a baby boomer, so you had 3 TV stations, and you had 1 newspaper that covered this. And you only had 1 TV station that covered the state, and one newspaper. And if you got the endorsement of William Loeb, then
you were good.
You were good to go. Yeah, it was a very powerful organization, a very powerful communication tool, and a political tool.
You pick up the sports paper any given day now, and if it's after a certain time that Fisher Cats or Red Sox score game gets late, you don't see the score on the paper anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh, because the Union Leader doesn't print itself.
Right.
They have to go over to Dover, I think.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I think their deadline is 9:30.
That's crazy.
At night, so it's.
Well, with that, it was such an operation that it was always, everyone was always, you had paper routes, high school kids doing paper routes, and it's times have really changed when it comes to that. So, but back to the caregivers though. That's the reason why you're here. But when I have people here, I do like to hear these stories because when I heard your Union Leader, it's fantastic. I'm sure there's some great stories there.
It's fun. We just found out one of our caregiver clients used to be a stunt woman.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm
really
blanking on the name of the movie she told me that she was in.
Oh, really?
Well, she was a stunt person for Gina Davis at one time.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Our League of Their Own.
That's great.
Oh, yeah, wonderful.
So here she is. At one time, these were folks that were in control. I say that they were kind of the generation that once fed us, and now it's our turn to feed them. Is how I kind of term it.
That is great. And where is our caregivers located?
Now we're in the back end of the New Hampshire Food Bank.
Okay. So that's great.
We were kind of.
You were off on Perimeter Road before, right?
I'm sorry?
You were out by the post office before.
Yep.
Okay.
Before that, we were in Bedford. We've bounced around a lot because we're a nonprofit.
Sure.
We found a pretty good home there. And back to that, I was thinking about that. The New Hampshire Food Bank, we receive a lot of our food from them. And our distinction, the big distinction between the caregivers and Meals on Wheels, pantries, whatever it is, that we deliver the food to their homes and we deliver groceries. We don't deliver meals.
Okay.
That's a big difference.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Because, these folks that we're working with they do not want to go into a nursing home. They don't want to be institutionalized. They want to remain independent. And to bring them a meal to them was saying, I don't want that. I want to make my own meal.
Right.
So we bring the canned tomato sauce and the basil, and they make their own tomato sauce.
Well, there you go.
So.
That is fantastic.
Cool. Very cool.
So great. So great. All these organizations, but this sounds like a good one, and I'm going to tell you, I'm glad you came in. I'd like to have you back if you do have a fundraiser and you want to get it out there. I mean, just come on in and let me know, or get a hold of Laura.
Yeah.
Now, I know, Eazy, you wanted to ask Laura about Mr. Belding again, didn't you?
We already. Oh boy. Get down.
That's right.
We already discussed it on the on
Okay.
Facebook. So I think we discussed
So
that.
Mr. No.
Yeah, he had asked if I could get him to call in on the show, and so I had spoken to him. He lives on the West Coast. You guys are way early.
Yeah, it'll
for
be
him.
4 in the morning, and yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were saying there was a chance maybe if he comes to your wedding.
Well, there's a chance he might be in town, so we'll wait and see.
Wow.
Right.
Can you imagine?
That would be great.
He actually asked.
Oh my goodness.
Manchester Fire Department.
Do you have that hooked up to a speaker out there?
No.
There's a little.
It
There's
just
a little
it just
window
catches it
crack
all.
open.
He actually had asked a while ago if he could marry us.
Oh, now can you imagine that
He's the
though?
justice of the peace.
Yeah.
To say you were married by the guy, Dennis Haskins, who played Mr.
Wow.
Belding, would be fantastic.
Yeah, we picked somebody else, but he's a wonderful guy. I'm sure he would do a great job. I wasn't
Wow.
sure about his schedule, so Jim Pliakis, the owner of the Shasky,
Sure.
has been a friend of mine since I was in 5th or 6th grade, and also lived with my fiance for a long time, so they've been good friends. So he will be marrying us.
Oh, that is great. And when is
There
the
you
big
go.
day?
It's August 10th.
August 10th.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
getting
wow.
excited?
You all can show up with lawn chairs and sandwiches.
Yes. And we'll sit outside.
You can,
Will you have a screen
you
outside?
could paint your chest with my name on
Yeah.
it. Cheer me on. Oh yeah, we could simulcast. Sure,
Yeah,
whatever.
do something. We'll broadcast live.
Yeah, we're getting
Wow.
excited.
No, that's great. I think it's awesome. I
Thank
really,
you.
really, really think
Thank
it's
you.
awesome.
Yeah, I've missed you guys. I plan to come back in once a month and bring in some wonderful people like Eric who are doing great things in our community, and hopefully we can get some more support that these people need so that they can keep helping people
Sure.
here in Manchester.
I love it. I think it's great. I want to thank Eric here for coming in from Caregivers. That was that was something I'd like to tell. Thanks for the union leader stories also.
Yeah, awesome.
You're welcome.
Really,
I bet
really
you-
good.
I bet you a lot of those people have great stories.
Oh, I'm sure.
A lot of your clients have great
Oh,
stories.
yeah.
like that.
Well, I've heard
Yeah,
stories.
we had a guy that was brigadier general in World War II. He was telling me about the battles that he won. And,
That is
Oh
wild.
yeah.
and he's some school teachers talking about, local big name people that got into trouble or whatever.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, like Adam Sandler, I guess, being a jokester at Central High.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they
we
do
were
have
talking
some
about Don Tibbetts before from the union leader. Well, we have his son on the show quite a bit. Don Tibbetts. We call him T. And he great family, and so that's how we know the Tibbetts family.
Well, I know Don Tibbetts because one time I worked at New England College as director of residence life,
Oh.
and Don's sister was my secretary.
Oh,
Oh, small
okay.
world.
It is
Wow.
a small
Small
world.
world.
That's great.
Really.
Who
Well-
doesn't know Don T. Tibbetts?
Right. All right, we have Eric's entertainment report coming up in just a second. We'll say good morning to John Hopwood in the Facebook Live from Laura.
John.
I don't know if we're going to see you before or after your wedding. Will we?
You'll see me before.
Okay, then we're not going to say our goodbyes and our good
Yeah.
lucks right now.
Yeah, I'll come in the first Monday in August and we'll hang out again.
Very good. Okay, well, thank you
Awesome.
both for coming in.
Thank you for having us. Nice to see you
thank you.
guys.
Bill put up the Caregivers website in our Facebook Live room. You can check that out on our Facebook page. And again, Eric, you're welcome back. You got something you want to get out there? Please come on in.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, Laura, you have a good week.
Thanks,
We'll see
guys.
you soon.
You too.
You're listening to Peter White. Call us at 250-6007. It's the morning show.
Wake up, Manchester.
All right, we are back here. Yes, we have 71 degrees in downtown Manchester right now. What's setting up to be a classic summer week. We got the holiday week. Very exciting. We have Bill Barger here sitting with us today.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. It's a real pleasure to have you here today. You're doing a great job, by the way.
I got to come down here more often.
Oh, yeah.
I always say that, but I really need to do it.
All right, Eazy G is here. Good morning, Ease.
Oh, hi.
How you doing?
Getting all my papers. in
Now,
order.
that's a muscle shirt you have on, right?
Oh, if we call it a muscle shirt, but it's a summer
Oh, it's
shirt.
called
I
a
call it-
muscle shirt. It's a shirt without
I
sleeves.
call it a summer shirt.
A summer shirt.
Yep.
Okay. So you go with tank tops, and basically you lose the sleeves during the summer.
Yeah, definitely when it gets hot like that.
Right.
Yeah,
No
definitely.
sleeves for you.
No.
Because there's nothing wrong with your arms. So you might as well show them off.
Right, nothing wrong with it. It's crazy legs.
Right.
Well, there's something wrong with his arms if they're in sleeves. Your arms get too warm. You don't want warm arms.
That's true. Absolutely
Right.
true, Bill.
But I got to wear a shirt when I get to Creamland, so this isn't allowed.
Oh, now where's your Creamland shirt?
It's in my bag over there.
Yeah, you get armpit hairs in people's ice cream. They start complaining.
Yeah.
It's happened to me before. It's not
I
good.
don't want to scare the customers.
Really? Well, it
Or the
makes
employees.
sense. No, it really makes sense.
With my big muscles, they don't, Bill.
Hey, there are, before we get
Intimidate
going,
'em.
before we get going with Eric, I want to just mention a couple things. We have, if you're a fan of Rob Azevedo, who does great State of Mind here at WMNH, he is taking his little book tour to Gibson's bookstore in Concord, and it's Notes from the Last Breath Farm, all about Rob's latest book. Fantastic. I recommend it. Go check it out at Gibson's bookstore, and go check out Rob. I also want to mention, what else do we got here? We got Donaher at the Fisher Cats on the 4th of July pre-game and post fireworks. So check that out. And that is Thursday, July 4th at 5:30 over at the ball field. So you ready, Ease?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right.
Get some fresh
Have you ever sat through one of these, Bill? One of these entertainment reports?
I haven't.
Okay, well,
I usually stand up.
I'm going to apologize to you now.
Yeah, I got some hot stuff. Hollywood stories, too, from Yahoo. Top 5.
All right, everybody, it's that time of the week. Easy G's Entertainment Report.
Yep.
Here he is. Easy G.
Yep, Monday. We're back to my Mondays now. July 1st, new month. Week 89. We're on our way to the week 100. It'll be probably the end of the summer.
Wow, week 100. Now, this isn't week 100, though, right?
No, it's week 89.
Okay.
So we're only going to dedicate, well, we're going to dedicate to a few people this week. I don't think I've ever dedicated to a baby before, but we're dedicated to Micah, Gonzo Michelle's baby boy.
Oh, okay.
First time, I think, in the history of the entertainment report.
Okay.
Is Micah listening today?
Could be.
He might be. And a couple other quick things. It's starting up today, all your tennis fans, till July 1st, till July 12th, breakfast at Wimbledon. It will be not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Breakfast at Wimbledon. You've
Yep.
been saying that now for weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, what is that?
I know
That's
that.
where you get your, they have a certain thing they eat, certain food they eat.
What do they eat?
Cherries and ice cream or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Something that they always say on the TV. I forget what it is, but for all you tennis fans. See if Serena Williams can get her 24th major. She hasn't seen the one that major since she has become a mother, but she still has 23 majors, so she never wins another one.
You keep your mouth shut.
I don't think
if
anybody's
you knew
gonna
it was
feel too
good for
sorry
you,
for her.
buddy.
And to keep on things happening right away, this Wednesday, the annual fireworks at dusk at Orange Park. I believe
Ooh, fireworks.
it's a free event, and there'll be 39th Army Band playing. I think.
Do you remember, though, when the fireworks were at Dairyfield Park?
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
Where are they doing them now?
They do them right down here at Arms Park. They've done it for many, many years now.
That's what I thought. I used to think they were shooting them off the bridge.
Right. Miriam Banish wishes she could attend that breakfast at Wimbledon, but she says it's too bad it's in England.
Yep. I bet.
Do you have any American stuff going on?
I bet the new royal couple will be there. I don't know if the baby will be there, but
You know what? Who cares?
yeah, there you go.
Right?
They visited the Red Sox and Yankees over the weekend.
I know. And do you really care about that stuff? You care about the royal family and all that stuff coming out of there?
I kind of do a little bit. Just
You
a,
do? Why,
just a
though?
little bit.
Why?
Because it's fun.
What is fun about it?
See, that's my question. Is I think it's like, to me, it's like, it's gossip or something.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, what is there?
Because
What is
she's
there
a-
to know about it besides?
She's a beautiful lady.
And that's why? Because she's beautiful? What if she
No.
wasn't so beautiful?
No, just I don't know. I just fascinated by the royals for some reason. I don't know why.
Really?
You know, it's true. The queen isn't as pretty as she used to be, and you don't hear her talked about as much.
She's been the longest queen in the history of queens in England.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yep.
You really do know a lot about it.
Yep.
Wait, how long has she been queen?
Since she was like 14 or something.
Oh yeah, longer than we've been around.
Yep.
Whoa. Nobody should be queen at 14.
I thought I'd give a quick recap. I went to an event over at the Palace Theater. It was almost a packed house at the Friday night for the Night of 1,000 Stars, and Megan and Hunter and the whole
Night of 1,000 Stars.
And Megan and Hunter had a great show of they put on. So kudos to them.
Very good. Very good.
Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
Go ahead, Ease. Go ahead.
All right, we got a new month, so we got a couple anniversaries we're going to celebrate here.
Okay.
A lot of them are my old pals from Stop and Shop days. Natasha and Sean. They're from Stop and Shop days. Jessica, Barry, and Joshua.
Well, who are these? Well, what does that have to do with anything?
This is announcing their anniversaries. It's their anniversary month.
Okay.
There's some other friends of mine, Sarah and Sean.
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Pour a cheerful toast and fill it, happy anniversary. But be careful you don't spill it, happy anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
25 years for the mayor and Mike.
Oh, really?
Yep.
25 years.
July 9th, yep.
For the mayor, Joyce Craig and her husband?
Yep. So kudos to the mayor.
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
The opposite of an anniversary is the Hollywood Hot Stories. 5 of them from Yahoo.
They're all divorces?
No, wait a second. That's how you... Oh, okay.
Allison Williams and Ricky Van Neen split after 4 years, unfortunately.
They did. Who are those people?
I have no idea.
We have Kyle Heavey here this morning from Off the Mark Sports.
I was wondering who he was.
Red Eye Flight from Denver.
Now, Kyle, do you know who this person is?
It's Eazy G.
Well, I know.
I don't think I've ever met you in person, though.
Yeah, you have.
I have?
I have.
All right. But what I'm saying is, this Hollywood story, do you know who these people are he's talking about?
Seeing how he wasn't sure how to say the second name.
Right.
Allison Williams, I feel like she's an actress.
Okay.
Well, this person here might make the death video. Beth Chapman died. He's the the bunny hunter's wife.
I don't know. Is she a
TV star?
Is she really, though?
Yes. She died at 51.
She's been in every single episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
So that makes her
throat and lung cancer. I don't know if to make the death video, but she was a celebrity.
Does that qualifies for Pauly C's death video?
I don't know.
What is the death video?
Well,
you guys got to give the listeners context.
Well,
with
no.
these things, all right?
Most of the listeners know, Bill. Okay,
All
Paul Cormier. Every year he makes great videos, but every year he does one of those in memoriam type where all the celebrities or pop culture figures have passed away that particular year.
And it's called the death video.
Well, I call it the death video. Eric calls it the death video. We don't want to be in the death video.
It sounded so nice when you said in memoriam.
Right.
But you have to be a TV star. You have to be like a rock musician. He doesn't fit everybody in there like he did one year.
So why would Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife?
I don't know.
You think that makes it?
It's a possibility. And so moving on to the hot stories and Yahoo. This one was interesting. All you Kardashian fans, Kyle Jenner might be having another baby.
Who?
Kyle Jenner.
You mean Kylie?
Kylie Jenner, yep.
Right.
And Nicki Minaj has the Red Lobster Black Card, meaning she has a free Cheddar Bay biscuits for life.
What?
Because Nicki Minaj needs more of that in her life.
Only biscuits, though? She doesn't get anything else from them?
Let's grab them in the biscuits.
And this is another crazy story. Beyonce shows off her real long hair.
I'm going to tell you right now. Pauly C's checking in to the Facebook Live room. He says she will be in it.
Wow.
Right.
Excellent.
Wow.
She will be in the death video.
Well, now that she's famous from being mentioned on the show.
Oh, yes.
And I just saw this fella this morning. I figured I'd give him a shout out. Peter White knows him very well.
I do?
Let's give a shout out to Dick Jarvis.
Dick Jarvis.
He's still helping out at the Boys and Girls Club. I think he's there Monday through Friday. Gets there at 5 a.m. Gets the breakfast ready. I think he's 83 years old.
Dick Jarvis is 83 years old?
I believe he is.
Now, Dick used to run, when I went to the Boys Club back in the late 70s, early 80s, he was responsible. He was the art director, and he ran the art room. And also had a lot to do with the Machachos back in the day when they were based out of the Boys Club.
And he still helps out at First Church doing the lawn and everything. He's
All
just
right.
a helper.
That's
That
a
guy.
dedicated guy.
Big shout out to Dick Jarvis.
He drove the bus voluntary.
That's right.
50 years.
That's
Boys and
great.
Girls Club.
That's great.
Okay, another fun event coming up is the, promote this place real quick. Don't forget to go down to Queen City Cupcakes. So tasty. I'll be going there today, ask a question.
Oh, my goodness.
What kind of question are you going to ask Queen City Cupcakes today?
Price for a cupcake, I think it's $5. I'm going to write it down.
Right.
A friend of mine, I'm going to give a cupcake to her this month. It's her birthday month.
Okay.
Okay, Picnic in the Park is coming up at Veterans Park. It's a new place this year. It's going to have it at Veterans Park, yes. And last year they had a Victory Park. It's a chamber event, so shout out to my friend Lauren all about these events. And
okay.
Noon to 2. It's on July 24th. It's going to be on a Wednesday, I believe. And they have all kind of fun events there. There'll be samples. There'll be the mayor will probably be there. And sometimes the fire department will show up and they'll have hats for the small kids.
Oh, okay.
It's just a fun place where you can go network and you bring your lunch or you can buy a lunch there. There'll be food trucks.
Oh, okay.
And another chamber event that Lauren was telling you about is September 26, 2019. Well, it's obviously 2000. Tri-City Expo is at the Doubletree Hotel. In years past, they charge you $10, but now it's a free event.
Okay, that's all right.
It's a Thursday, 3 to 7. So if you're looking to find out what's going on with the behind the scenes, your different miscellaneous working places here in Concord, and I think there's another place that will be there. That's the place to check it out. And when I went to a Night of 1,000 Stars, they released some of the shows they're going to be on for the 2019-2020 PYT shows. This one I definitely want to see is Annie Jr. I'm a big fan of Annie.
Annie Jr.
Footloose, the musical Junior.
Oh, what makes it Annie? Okay, what are these Junior? How do you get the Junior in there? What is it?
Because the kids will be doing it.
It's kids.
Oh, I see.
That's all you have to say.
I've never heard of an Annie Jr. You know, I've heard of like an Annie the Second.
Right.
Right.
But
no, it's basically these
junior and seniors.
Well, I think it's these plays, but done by youngsters.
Yeah, that
right.
Makes sense. That makes
the
sense.
teenagers. Yep.
Oh, they're teenagers.
Like
teenagers,
you know.
under 18 and under.
All right.
All right, you got a few more minutes here because we got to talk to Kyle.
All right, got Frozen Jr., Beauty and the Beast Jr., and Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat Jr. And they got another fun event coming up the next month. It's a We Are One African Korean Festival. It's another free event. It's at Veterans Park. It's August 17th, 11 to 6. There's a possibility that there'll be some free makeup from Chill Spa there.
Oh, really? Free makeup?
Christy Cantor will be in the house.
All right.
And for the second week in a row, I don't have any Manchester events for Amanda McCarthy because she hasn't released any, so she's coming back from her vacation. And a couple quick things.
Good morning, everyone.
Going on at Fisher Cat Land on August 2nd, next month now. The Battle of the Badgers, the annual one, Police versus Fire. It's at 6 o'clock. You go to chad.org for tickets. You can't go to the Fisher Cats for that.
All right.
It's on a Friday, $10 tickets. Kids under 5 are free. It's always a fun event. I've been there before. And that's coming up around the corner.
All right.
And then to wrap it up, because we want to talk to the other
I
fellows
don't
on the
understand
couch.
the words you just said.
Don't forget this Thursday we'll probably have a week off because it's the July 4th. So the following Thursday, back to the annual Farmers Market at Doubletree Hotel, 3 to 6:30. It's a free event. And then coming up on the July 20th, this month now, Thursday, the boys are back. I call them the Recycle Percussion. Justin Spencer and the gang are coming to Veterans Park. It's a paid event. It will be going on.
I'm running out of time.
It will be going on. The gates are at 5:30. Opening acts at 7. Boys will come on at 7:30. It's a 75-minute show. And tickets are on sale online only at recyclepercussion.com on their Facebook page. They'll be shipped to you only. The event is Rain or Shine. Tickets are on sale now, and the tickets are $28 for general admission. It is a $3.33 service charge for each ticket. $33 for early admission, and for the first time now, $60 tickets for VIP seats to meet the band before the show or a pre-show, only for the VIP tickets. And then after the show, the boys will meet all their fans for autographs and handshakes or fist bumps, but there'll be no selfies.
No selfies.
Interesting.
So now we'll give some of my time over to the couch.
I have no more time.
We'll be back next week.
That's it, Ease?
Well, you want to give some time to the guy on the couch.
All right.
I guess some of my time away. I'm a nice guy.
Well, thank you so much. You are a nice guy. Even though you only have one restraining order against you.
Yeah, that was years ago. Thanks for bringing that up again.
I know. I like to. Never forget.
Yeah.
Easy's restraining order.
I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for another great entertainment report, Ease.
Yeah, a small one.
No, that was good. Right out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
All right, we
I
have
don't know how great those stories were, but I'll try to get better ones next week.
Well, I know, but you've been saying that for, 89 weeks.
Well, you told me to get Hollywood stories.
Right, because it's an entertainment report.
I would think that some of them were pretty lame, though.
Really? I know, but still, some people don't think
I could have
lame.
gone there, but there were some stories that were way out of bounds and they weren't.
No, they're never out of bounds here in this show.
They're talking about murder and stuff, so I didn't think that was appropriate.
Murder was the case that they gave me.
Some of the stories were really
Snoop Dogg.
they weren't appropriate for morning drive.
All right. Well, I'd introduce coming in, Kyle, just back from a red-eye flight, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, I just landed about 5 a.m. and got a bus up here, and start the work week.
Right.
The short work week that we have here.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, interesting trip to Denver. I missed my first flight at 6 a.m.
I saw that
on Friday. So then I managed to finagle another flight for the different airline. Got the 12:15 flight. Got to Denver with the time change at 2:45.
Yeah, it seems like nothing, right?
It seemed like nothing, but Denver traffic is much worse than Manchester traffic.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Really?
Really bad out there. And so got my friend of mine was out here while I'm out there, so she was nice enough to lend me her car, and then from there I was able to drive an hour and a half down to Colorado Springs for a wedding. Thought I was showing up a half hour late, and instead was basically right on time for watching my cousin's new wife to walk down the aisle. So
okay,
I missed all the other fun stuff, but then it was just a crazy day. Got to go see the Rockies game yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
Go check out the Dodgers and Rockies. The Dodgers ended up winning that game. Going back to Eric's last thing about the recycled percussion, I do want to mention that selfies are now 5 times more likely to be killed from than shark attacks.
Oh, really?
From October 2011 to November of 2017, 259 people died of taking selfies around the globe, compared to just 50 killed from shark attacks.
I remember seeing this in like 3 of them, all within like a couple weeks, happened at the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, see, there's a lot higher incidence of selfies happening without injury, too, though.
But it's just kind of interesting that 259 people died from selfies, trying to get the coolest shot that they can get.
He's comparing it to shark attacks.
50 a year from sharks?
Yeah.
How many were at the Grand Canyon?
Dude.
No, they didn't say. I just saw that the number was pretty interesting to see 5 times more likely to die from a selfie than a shark attack. So
Now, you're on the borderline of getting a new phone, right, Ease?
I think that whole thing, the phone thing, is a dead issue because the last time my friend Heidi texted me, she said the phone doesn't work.
Okay.
So that story's dead.
That story's dead.
He dropped it in the toilet, supposedly.
All right. In the toilet.
I don't know if I believe that story. My boss and Olivia, give her a shout out today at Cream Lane. They both said that the story was made up.
They said the story was made up, so this is
dropping into the toilet, and now it doesn't work.
Right. Well, would you want a phone that was dropped in the toilet?
I got to get Raz today at work.
You are?
Yeah. About that. If it wasn't that, it would be something else.
Okay.
The razzing continues.
Yeah. That's okay, though. I don't mind getting razzed.
Right, because you razz everybody else.
Of course. I give it right back.
I mean, you must have drove the girls up at Chill Spa nuts.
Oh, no. They love me over there.
Okay. If you say so. So, Kyle, you went over to Colorado where marijuana is legal, the first state to make marijuana legal. And you went to Mile High Stadium.
I did. I definitely felt the Mile High feel out there. It was quite nice. That 5,280 feet of elevation is quite nice.
Is it different though, as far as breathing and everything, because you're not used to it?
It's my 3rd time out to Colorado, and I haven't had an issue at all.
Okay.
You just got to stay hydrated. I was supposed to do a hike yesterday. Family kind of got in the way of having my agenda go perfectly smooth, but that family's family. You got to love them one way or another.
Sure.
As much as I was not very pleased with them.
Now, how was the reception?
Phenomenal.
Right, because we always, we all talk about these weddings that are so great and beautiful, but we really want to hear about the reception.
So being that my day in a nutshell was a mess. Okay. So I'm 6 hours behind schedule and getting out to, my flight was at 6. I didn't wake up till 8:30 a.m. Oh. So now I'm like, oh my dear gosh, like I'm so far behind schedule. I had put my fan on medium instead of low, and it just toned out the alarm sound. So all of a sudden I wake up, I'm like, oh no. I'm really in trouble now. So managed to get the next flight and got out there. Thunderstorms in the Midwest and out in the mountains are absolutely amazing out there.
Really?
We had a thunderstorm that was over an hour long, but there was barely any thunder, so it was all just lightning. And we were in like basically think of like a movie ranch. Like you just can see for miles around you.
Right. So
and
way
you
in
can
the
just see
distance.
lightning every which way. You're surrounded by lightning.
But it's miles away.
It's miles away, so you're just like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like it's just lightening up the ranch and stuff like that. And I was smart enough. I knew I ordered the chicken, or I knew I ordered the steak, and then I saw that 4 people didn't show up, so I went and looked in what they ordered, and so then I got a order of chicken, and so now I've had 2 meals, and then my wonderful nephew, 6-year-old, didn't eat his meal, so now I'm eating his meal.
You're famous for that anyway, even around town here.
I it's just what it is. You know, I don't like to let the food go to
There's
waste.
nothing wrong with it.
You know,
to go to waste.
Well, you're like me. Usually you go to an event, even if it's around here, because you do some filming of events around town and stuff, but you're always looking out of the corner of your eye. Is there food here?
You gotta
right.
pay attention to what's going
Exactly.
on. You know, someone spent a lot of money for this food. Why let it go to waste?
And if you're working at the event, it's probably there for you.
Exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, depending on what kind of work you're doing.
I usually video the events, so that's why I'm like, I'm
I'm here
in attendance of this event.
I'd like a plate, please.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you heard the last December we had the Snow Arena where they come in and play the Christmas music there for the orchestra there. What do you call it?
Trans-Siberian.
No, the end of December. The orchestra and the guy that does it in Boston too.
Boston Symphony Orchestra with
Keith Lockhart.
It's
Keith
not that
Lockhart,
it's not that well attended anymore. But anyway, so they asked the people if they can help clean up after, and the only thing that Mike Martineau did was clean up the plates downstairs.
Wait a second. Why are you throwing Mikey under the bus
Well,
here?
I said it before, but he's another person. He said, "Boy, if they need help again, I'll help clean up." I said, "Yeah, the plates, Michael." He goes, "Yeah." He didn't really put. He kept a couple chairs away, but he said he helped clean
Can't
up.
blame
the
the
plates.
honesty there. You know,
Right. Mike likes to eat too. He likes buffets.
Yeah.
I know you went there for the Super Bowl. Yeah, you definitely had a buffet night for the Super Bowl. I remember
Mike
this,
Martineau, out of all of us, he's the only one of all of us that went to the Best of New Hampshire festivities last
No
week.
way.
Oh yeah.
Did he have a great time?
He had a great time sampling all the food and all that
I
good
bet he
stuff.
did.
Yeah. We didn't even get to go to that.
Didn't
Well,
get the
he
invite.
is a bigger celebrity than me.
You think Mike is?
Oh, I called up the Matt show one time. He was on there. I told Matt he's a bigger celebrity than me.
It's amazing
And
that
he
you
pressed the
consider
foghorn.
yourself a celebrity.
He pressed the foghorn.
Oh, okay.
Matt likes to do that on his show.
Yes, the air horn.
Yeah, I tried the air horn.
Right. The foghorn's a whole other ball game.
Right.
So yes, if you do go out to Colorado, I highly recommend. Oh, yes. Have it for distilleries. Go with a friend that's from Colorado because they tax non-Colorado residents 30%.
Okay.
On
What?
buying
Any kind of marijuana
whatever
product?
edibles or whatever you want.
30%?
30. Oh yeah, they tax you up to Yahoo out there. So make sure you have the Colorado resident buy whatever you're trying to get out there.
Well, okay, or yeah, wow. Now,
Save
Bill,
yourself some money.
Now you've been out to Colorado, Bill.
Oh yeah.
Not many. You've been across the country. How many times? 2 or 3, 4, 5?
Over a dozen I've driven.
Really?
Wow.
That's something.
Yeah, I think I've driven it 13 times.
Oh wow, that's wow. It's more than I've never driven across country.
What?
I've been across country, but I've never driven across the country.
It's
you have,
different when
Kyle?
you bring yourself.
Yeah, I
sorry, Bill.
I did the southern route, so I went from here to DC, DC to Nashville, Nashville to Tulsa, Tulsa to Santa Fe to Phoenix to San Diego.
Yep.
So
wow.
I haven't done like
good drive.
the 80 or the 90 to go like across the Dakotas or anything like that, or Montana.
I've done the 80. I haven't done the 90.
Oh,
I've done the 80.
Wow.
My favorite way to go is I don't know.
Yeah.
It really depends. I like to go through Colorado. I like Utah.
Oh, it also depends on what time of year it is too.
Absolutely.
For
I went the
sure,
southern route,
for
so I didn't have to deal with snow.
That was the first time I did the southern route. I went down. We actually went down to St. Petersburg, Florida first.
Holy,
and
that's an interesting way to go.
Yeah, and then we actually ended up going all the way up to Northern California, and before I settled, so it was like a 6-week trip.
Okay, that's why I'm like I had 6 days to get across country, so that's a little different. You had a little bit more time than I
got
did.
a question for the sports guy. Are you going to be taping your show today or tomorrow? for Sunday?
He can actually, if he's around, he can come. Don't worry about him.
A lot of NBA signings this past couple days.
Oh my God!
It's been interesting for me to be on like a little bit of a weekend vacation, trying to hang with family and do stuff out there. But I'm like looking at, Kemba Walker signing with the Celtics and Kyrie Irving doing to the Nets, and Al Horford going to the Sixers. So we'll I'll figure it out with Peter, and I'll hopefully will not be doing any more red eye flights across the country this week.
Yeah,
so.
no kidding.
You are a popular guy. Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, my flight left Denver Eastern time at what time did I leave at 1:30, and then arrived here at 5, and then had to wait for my bus.
Boston or Manch?
I flew into Boston because it was direct.
Right.
So it was a nice flight. I mean, I watched free movies with JetBlue, and it was
JetBlue's the best.
Yeah, I was very happy.
JetBlue is the best. I have a True Blue card.
Oh, there you go.
I don't have like the credit card. I just have the membership, just the frequent flyer. Not nothing crazy fancy here.
Jeez, last flight I took was Spirit Airlines.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We all know how that went.
Yes.
I also was going to try Frontier, but that's the flight I missed. So, but from what I heard from people that were on that or on that same flight that I missed, the seats don't move.
Yeah,
you're basically sitting up the whole entire time.
We call them school buses in the sky.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it was very uncomfortable and no leg room. I don't know. For cheap flights, I guess Frontier is pretty good, but I'm gonna stick to my JetBlue for sure.
JetBlue is pretty affordable, especially if you book like 3 weeks out is a sweet spot. I've found 3 weeks out. Don't book for you don't. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I. That's
really
what I did.
not. You go too far in advance, and like everybody thinks it's gonna be super expensive. They'll pay $250, and then like 3 weeks out, it's like $150 to fly.
It's interesting.
Kidding. It really is the sweet spot, and JetBlue is really good too. They have more legroom than any other plane.
Flying has changed so much from when I was younger too, because we used to have those great big planes with the 2 aisles on the side, but then you had like 6 seats in the middle too. I mean, it was just a big, huge.
A bar in the back.
Well,
the British Airways planes out there were pretty, because you got to remember it's going from Denver to London, so that was a huge plane that I saw this morning.
Oh, I'm sure. What do you got going on today, Ease?
I got work today and run a couple errands after.
All right. So if anyone wants to come find you, you'll be at Creamland.
Yeah, 10 to 2. Yep.
All right. 2. What will you be doing there today?
My usual, picking up the lot, trash, cardboard, and doing some work inside.
Really? What will you be doing inside?
Prep work and stuff.
Right. After you handle the garbage?
Well, I wash my hands.
Oh,
obviously.
okay. Just want to make sure.
Worry there.
Obviously. So
want to make sure.
Lots of soap.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in today, man. I really appreciate it.
I might pop in tomorrow. You never know.
Okay, yeah. Tomorrow on the program, we got Matt Connerton coming in the morning. We also have Paulie C. will be here to wrap up the week, a quick week for us here. And then we're off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm going to give everyone, for all you Daryl Dion fans out there, he is doing well, recovering well. I talked to him over the weekend, and I have a feeling we're going to see Daryl back here before you know it.
Yeah, speaking of quick Daryl update, I suggested to the lady that does the prayers at First Church, and we lift them up in prayer, so we all did that.
Oh, you did?
Because everybody needs prayer, especially people recovering from surgery.
Well, that was nice, yeah.
So extra prayers for Daryl.
It's working. I mean, I saw Ben briefly a couple weeks ago, or last week, and he seems like and Daryl was in good spirits, so it's good to hear that he's doing well.
He usually is in good spirits, that guy.
That's true, but when you get, when you can't really move around as much, that kind of brings you down a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, but he's doing fine. He's going to be back, and we're very excited. Let's see what else we got to do here. Bill, thank you for hanging out today,
dude.
Doesn't it go by fast?
It went by really. The first hour, was
was
stressful. We talked about some very serious things.
We did.
Carol.
Right.
The second hour was a lot more lighthearted.
Oh, well, that's what we try to do here. Try to get it all out there.
You got to balance it out. It's good.
All right. I want to thank everyone in the.
Guys.
That's all right, Kyle. Thank you. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here today. We're going to say goodbye to everyone in our Facebook Live room. We will see you tomorrow.